70% of everybody in their addiction, in their sobriety, will relapse in their first year. Maybe it could be because we just be overthinking this stuff way too much. Or maybe it could be because of the triggers or the stress. Today in this video, we will listen to somebody who has relapsed, and we will try to get a better understanding on why. Also, we will be giving them some better strategies, like some better coping mechanisms to help them to prevent this from even happening again. At a late age in my life,
Two, one.
Through the sober house. I'm like, drive me around. I'll pay you.
For all y'all who are new here today, I'm the owner and creator of the Sober Media LLC. I'm a recovery advocate and I'm a recovery coach. And on this YouTube channel, Mr. Show Out TV, we are dedicated to helping those in addiction to understand the science and the psychology of their addiction, to helping them get back on their feet and taking their life back in their own hands. So I would love for you guys to stick around with me today. Another guest speaker in the building. She has been on this show with us today, and she will be sharing with us why she relapsed.
Hello, and welcome to the Sober Gang Experience podcast with Mr. Show Out TV. It's great to have you here with us today. I hope this podcast provides you with the inspiration to continue your journey towards a sober lifestyle. Please click the like and subscribe button before you start watching. Enjoy the show.
Happy Monday to everybody out there today. I hope everybody is doing great. Today will be another blessed day. We're going to own it today. We're going to own today. I would like everybody out there right now, if you're watching me right now, to repeat this with me. Today, I will own today. This is my channel, everybody, where I try to inspire and motivate those that are battling addiction through having guest speakers on my show. This is one thing that I love. This is one thing that I'm passionate about. And we got the beautiful Miss Reanna Levy right back in the studio with us today. And she will be sharing with us, breaking down how she relapsed, everybody. You know, relapsing is very, very common in the first year. 70% of all people in their first year of their sobriety will relapse. That is just a fact. And sometimes we be trying to overthink things too much, and it's a lot of things that go into it. It could be because of stress. It can also be because of triggers and emotional things that we go through. Getting into it with family members, that is one of the very, very high chances that you may relapse because your emotions be all over the place. But Miss Reanna, let's take it back to our last interview. When you were doing it, everything was doing fine and you was going to court and everything like that. Let's start from there.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I don't know if I had spoke when I went to court or after that. I can't exactly remember, but I did end up going to court, and they granted me they granted me a program which they've never done before. So it was really hard for me to get to the program, but I did it. And once I got to the program and I started learning what sobriety was, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I've never been in sobriety the 20 plus years I've been in my addiction, going in and out of prison. And I ended up leaving the program. And so when I had the podcast with you, I was at the Sober Living. And at that Sober Living, I was doing good. And I made a stupid decision. I decided to go to my old neighborhood in San Diego, thinking I was strong enough. And when I got there, I went to my friend's house. And I actually was going to an AA event, but my friend was in his addiction. the AA even was right next to his house. So he ended up telling me, okay, whatever you do, don't open this cupboard. I'll be right back. And so, like, of course, I'm going to open the cupboard. So I opened the cupboard. First, I drank some wine, thinking it was going to stop the craving. I had never had a craving during my sobriety until that point. And I opened the cupboard, and right away, like, I saw the drugs in there, and I used. And I felt like after I sat there, he didn't even know I used, and the first thing that goes is your self-esteem. It really made me feel low about myself. Next thing you know, I was sitting there with the same people I was hanging out with before, doing the same things I was before within hours. So I ended up calling my house manager and asked her all the way in Huntington Beach, which is 2 hours away, and told her I relapsed. Please come get me, And this was the next day. It was just like instantly my life was right back to how it was within, like I said, within hours. I couldn't believe it. So she got me in, and I told them that I relapsed, the sober living and the program I was in. And they understood and everything. They gave me a chance. But what had happened was, after that relapse, I had a friend that lived about half a mile away from the sober living, who I didn't know. I hadn't been to her house the whole time. Hadn't had any cravings, but she used to be my partner in crime. She was, everything. I used to go to her house. Well, what had happened was I awoke that beast. So, like what the AA book talks about. And after that relapse, I started going to her house every day and secretly getting high because I started craving it. So for about 2 weeks, I was high and nobody knew. I was passing fake tests and stuff like that. And the program, the fellowship, the AA fellowship, and the recovery, fellowship, they knew that something was up because I stopped going to my groups. Your gratitude goes away. Like the minute you get high, you're not grateful for everything. Just it's just all bad. So they knew something was wrong, and they called me, and thank God for them. They pulled me out of it. And at first, I was rebellious. I was like, you know what? Screw this. And I was really just gonna go back to my old ways. And it wasn't until they actually showed this AA fellowship actually showed that they genuinely cared about my well-being. They weren't calling me because they wanted to get high with me. They weren't calling me because they wanted to do crime with me. They were just legitimately worried and concerned for me. And that reeled me back in because I had never had those type of people in my life. And that's what like the sobriety and the recovery fellowship is all about. I never knew like these people genuinely just cared, and they reeled me back in. They said they just want to help me, and that like got my heart. And so I listened to what they said, and I went back to detox to the same program for 3 weeks. They kept me there for 21 days. That way the craving would go away. They knew exactly what they were doing. And I had gotten, recentered. So the thing is that relapse led me to several. So when you relapse, it doesn't have to be a narcotic. And I'm just learning this with Alcohol Anonymous and NA. So you could relapse on overdoing your psych meds, anything that's mind alternating. And so I'm realizing I have to be completely absent of all mind alternating substances, even if it's like my Wellbutrin. I abused my Wellbutrin, so I'm getting off the Wellbutrin. I'm learning that I have to be completely abstinent of all mind alternating substances. That's what I'm doing now. The only thing that works for me is the 12 steps. So I'm totally doing whatever my sponsor wants me to do. It's not easy because I was on that pink cloud, and I'm no longer on that pink cloud, but I still am, so because of my past and where I'd been, it's really easy for me to be grateful. And so now I just do anything that she tells me to do, and it's not everything, and it's still hard. every little thing that she tells me to do, but I get up and pray every morning. I read pages 86, 87 of the big book, 60 through 63. You know, I pray for God to divorce me from self-pity, motives, and dishonesty. This is like an everyday working thing, and I realize that now.
Let's take it back a little bit. When you went to your friend's house and you opened that cupboard, what was the first thought when you seen those drugs? Because like I said, on everybody, the first 70% of everybody in their first year relapse. That is a fact, y'all. And Reanna just let us know that right off the bat. See, this recovery thing, it's harder than we expect. We have a lot of added pressure on us to try to stay clean. And some things will happen. That's just life. We all human. Everybody make mistakes. But it's the thing about it is how we bounce back from those mistakes. So when your first time you seen that in that cupboard, Reanna, what was the first thing that went to your head?
I just immediately picked up and used. Mm-hmm. So the thought before that was, don't open that cupboard. Don't open that cupboard. I'm better than that. But after I opened the cupboard, it was like, that's how much control the addiction has over you. It was just an automatic thing.
Yeah, that is also true, Reanna, because that automatic thing, it sure go tell us. It tempts us so much. So when you fell into it, and like they all say, when we dive back in it, it's very hard to get back out of it. And I'm so glad that you had a support system in place, because without a support system, you all and everybody that is watching right now, without a good support system, you will fail in this addiction thing. You will really fail. Did you feel down about yourself, about using and everything?
Absolutely. The first thing, like I said, that went was my self-esteem. So when I relapsed, it was like, it'll never be the same now when I get high, because I have the knowledge of sobriety. So, it'll never be the same. It's just it was a terrible high. It was a terrible high.
Yeah. And I also got one good coping mechanism I would like to add with you today. Whenever you start going through those thoughts and those triggers and everything like that, the first thing they always tell us to do, Reanna, and for all those people out there that is watching, is to write it down. I know it's harder to do than me just saying it, but try to just write it down and capture that emotion. How you feeling at that time when you open that cupboard or you're thinking about going to use, just pause for a little minute, think about it, write it down, and capture that emotion. And try to go find a positive, something that you like to do. I found that also works with me also, because, when we in our addiction, those thoughts will occur. Will beat us across the head all day long. But one thing I love to do, I love to just write it down, and I try to understand my emotion, how I'm feeling at that time, and I try to go do something that'll take my mind away from it and everything. Do you have any coping mechanisms besides your support group that you love to do when you have those thoughts?
Well, I'm just learning about my coping mechanisms, but calling your sponsor is really important, because I have had triggers and cravings since, and I know it's the last thing you want to do, but and the very best advice I would have is to pray. And I don't know if some people might not have a God or believe in something higher power than them, but praying is the best thing to do. Also, like you said, writing stuff down, but when I'm in that moment, my mind's going so fast that if it's in front of me, it's not good. I'm not that strong enough yet in my sobriety, I'll be honest with you, to go put myself in that situation, in that dangerous situation. I have had cravings since then, and I have been with people at the time that helped me through it. So I'm very blessed for that. But I'm learning, and I'm learning what the disease truly is. So it's not easy. It's everyday struggle. But like you said, the network people and supportive network.
Mhm.
I never knew really what that was. I always thought like, well, my family, I have a good support system because of my family, you know. But what a good support system is other people that are in their sobriety that will pick you up when you fall. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing about it that I love, because I remember when you had called me and everybody on this channel right here, we are very, very well connected. I try to stay connected with all my guest speakers, because one thing about it that we need each other.
yes.
And when you call me and when we talked, you were like, you know, I relapsed, and at no moment did I ever get mad, because I know how things go. So the first thing that came to my mind was, how can I help? And I'm gonna just keep sending you some text messages, you know, to try to inspire you and encourage you. So that's what I love to do. And I love the fact that you bounce right back and you got the ball rolling again, and you're trying to get everything back on your feet. So that is a positive. That you are going in the right direction, Reanna. So don't beat yourself up about it, because it's normal. It's normal.
Thank you.
What are your next steps for you right now to continue?
Well, I'm back. I'm at this other beautiful sober living, and I'm just so excuse me. I'm just so blessed. One of my coping mechanisms is gratitude. Also, I didn't add that. So when I start feeling like I'm gonna relapse, I have so many things to be grateful for, you know, and that really, really helps me. But so my next step is I got my RAT-T certificate last week. I'm currently enrolled in school. I start my school next month for drug and alcohol counseling.
Awesome.
Yeah, therapy, childhood, adolescent trauma, because I want to work with juvenile halls. I learned that helping other people is a very, very good way to stay sober and doing the right thing. So I'm just taking it day by day and as it goes. I apologize, I have kind of a cold, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm just taking it day by day, and I'm back in my intensive outpatient program. I'm actually writing things down now, because like you said, writing things down, your feelings, thoughts, and actions, are learning how to comprehend that's really important. So, you know, I'm just doing extra work, because at first you're on that pink cloud and you don't really put in any work, and now I'm learning that I have to put in my work. So, but my plan is I want to just stay in recovery. I want to work in recovery. I want to work with teenagers and juveniles and help them, try to give them guidance and direction that I never got as a teenager.
You're definitely going on the right path. So you just keep your head up and never beat yourself up. Once again, Reanna, I would like to say thank you. And also I would like to know, are you still friends and talking to the same people that house? Because that's one thing you will have to stop. We have to stop doing, Reanna.
All those people.
Yeah.
I've cut them off. I've cut them all off, one by one, and because I was grieving that lifestyle, I guess, and grieving, you know, you grieve that. It's really hard to detach yourself from those people, but and I wish them the best. And what I have tried doing is getting a couple of them to recovery, to a program, and they want it, you know. So the ones that really want it, I've been going the extra mile to help them. I want to give them what I have, but the people that are still in their addiction, they don't care. Like, they don't care. So, and I'm not saying anything bad about them, because I was there once too, but they just want, if you don't have anything for them, and if you don't want to get high with them, they will bring you down, you know. So I don't talk to any of those people anymore. Thank God.
Yeah, deleting those numbers and just staying away from them, because like you said, that they're stuck in their space. They content for what they are doing right now, and you are at a place where you're trying to elevate yourself, where you're trying to become a better person. And it seems that when you're around them, you fall back down a little bit. So, but I understand it. It's totally fine, because you know, you're just human. So I would love to say, Reanna, continue to do your great work.
Thank you.
And just continue to be yourself. And like always, I'm always here I'm always here. I'm just a phone call away or a message away.
Thank you so much. That means the world.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Is there anything that you would love to share to anybody that is thinking about relapsing or having thoughts about relapses or maybe have relapsed?
Just if you have relapsed, don't keep going because you fail. Do not keep going because that addiction is a beast right here, and it'll eat at you. You relapse once, and that craving comes back 10 times harder. So my best suggestion is to pick yourself back up. Like I said in the last podcast I did, but now I'm living proof. Like you learn from your relapse, and I learned that I'm nothing without my higher power. So my best advice is to don't, like you said, don't beat yourself up.
There it is, everybody. Thank you again, Miss Reanna. And I know you got a couple, you got some meetings you have to go to.
Yes.
So, I didn't want to hold you too long. I just wanted to give you some, we were trying to get some understanding about relapsing to some people out there. And I'm so glad that you helped me out again today. So thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So there you have it, everybody. Miss Reanna Levy. I would love to say thank you again for joining me today to share your story about how you relapse. Like I said, once again, everybody, 70% of people in their first year will relapse. That is a fact. That is a well-known fact. But one thing about it is how we bounce back. And I'm glad to see that she is in good space and she is she's trying hard. This recovery thing is not just easy as everybody think it is. It is not easy. Every day we have to fight. Every day we have to really go out there and battle the world because there's a lot of temptations and temptations are everywhere that we have to fight every day. So I'm so thankful for her to continue to fight, and that's what we will continue to do. And if y'all haven't watched the first interview we had with her, I would love for you guys to go do that right now, right after this broadcast ends. I would love for you guys to go check out the first interview we did with her because she has an interesting story that I think you guys would love. She is doing some very, very wonderful things, and I will continue to be there and support her along the way. I am Mr. Showout TV, and thank you guys for tuning in today. This is the Sober Gang Experience Podcast. Make sure you hit a like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. And if this episode today gave you anything that you love, please subscribe to the channel today. We will appreciate your subscription. This is what we're doing. We're creating something special over here, everybody. This is Mr. Showout TV. Make sure you hit that like button. See y'all on the next one. Yeah.
Welcome to Mr. Showout TV Recovery and Addiction YouTube channel, where we hope to inspire those battling addiction. Please subscribe and like the channel. Make sure you click the notification bell to get notified whenever we broadcast. Thank you and enjoy the show. To support the channel, you can send donations to Cash App $Mr. Showout TV. So please don't wait, subscribe now. Together we can help and give inspiration to millions of people.